think you hear loud noises on the background, even my parrot, but anyway, about the Greek gods. And how to start this. Most of this information was channeled, mainly most was channeled, and the other part of this information came to me in deep meditations. And I just wanted to share that information and see how it resonates with you. And at first, when I came in contact with this, I was driving, but only my brother was at the wheels, and I was meditating at that point. And when I was meditating, I all of a sudden jumped to a place where there is this beard-like, somewhere like in the image what you see, such a man, but only with the clothes, like a beard and like a Greek god. It looks like a Greek god, but he wasn't like a god, shining in light and so on. It was like a physical person, but only we were in a place where there is absolute clear, crystal clear vision. It's like perfectly clear, and whatever in which directions you look, thank you for the 2 likes already, people. You're amazing. And in whatever in which direction you look, you can sense that this world is nearly infinite in which we were. It's like there is no boundaries upon anything. And every time when we look on this world here, where we are physical, we, in a sense, have a deep question who we are. Hi, what up? I'm sharing new information. And by the way, everywhere where we look right now, and even when now we are looking, we can sense of a question, what's going on? Like there's something not real about. There's something awkward to this world, And when I was in that place, you have no such question. Everything is pure, crystal clear, and but the land where I was completely plain. It was like a horizontal field, nothing more, just a beautiful grass. And where I gazed upon on the left, there was this Greek god, you would say. It's not a god, it's Greek type of a person, which in the image you can see, but only with clothes, with normal clothes, like a king's clothes, you would normally say. And he's sitting there and just smiling. And I'm looking at him and looking around, and around there are like these crystal balls shining, sphere balls, like maybe a size a little bit larger, like a tennis ball, maybe something closer to a bowling ball, but shining from the inside, like a crystal clear. And some of them were blue, some of them were pink, some of them were purple. And I looked at this person and I say, does all universe is in this crystal ball? And he said, yes. I said, how is this possible? Oh, you can see me now. Yeah, hi, bye. Maybe when I get closer to the city, you'll see more. And I was like, how is this possible? And I was looking at this one of the crystal balls, and I was asking myself, how do millions and billions of souls and planets can squeeze up into this one crystal ball? And he said, at that point, well, go inside and see for yourself. And then I woke up in the car where I was meditating. I woke up and I was like, man, that was strange. And to me, it remains like a beautiful, crystal clear image, memory, which I have had for maybe 10 years from now. And just now, when we started to do channeling about the history of the planet, we are getting so much information, so much interesting information. For example, one of them was that not like yesterday, but maybe a week ago, which I didn't yet upload the full video of it because my computer doesn't take the new videos from the camera. I don't know what's wrong with the computer. It's nearly the 10th time I have reinstalled the video editing program, and it still doesn't work. So I thought maybe it's not the right time right now. Maybe after a week when I get my personal computer back, and it's much faster on these videos. So anyway, these Greek, when we started to do channel, these Greek gods look to me like nearly gods from a higher density plane. Although this person with the crystal balls, he was completely crystal balls. He was from another reality. And when we were channeling the first time the history of the planet Earth, then the one being from the world of light, like the higher density dimension, is another human race that lives in higher density. He said, yeah, these gods came here, these gods built everything here on this planet, and then from the Phaeton planet, from the fifth planet which was in the solar system, they went away. They went away to another galaxy because of the conflict that was there, and they left planet Earth and they left this planet Mars. And I was like, what the heck? Another planet in our solar system? And then I remember about what the being said from the okay, so I see 6 people watching and 6 likes, and this is a dangerous number. I have to pay attention to the road right now. Okay, so it's 7 now, so changes happened. 6, it's a dangerous number to me. Okay, somebody is writing. Am I an actor who plays in your life? No, I'm not an actor. I'm just sharing information. But in a way, how did you mean this? So anyway, these Greek gods, I call them, from that first channeling, I call them superhumans. But after these last channeling, I call them the Greek gods, because when I saw the Greek god images, I saw now they look similar to this. They were also dressed in robes, these who inhabited the Phaeton planet, and they were beautiful and they were simple, but they were highly advanced in technology. Like they were highly advanced also in building. I don't know what they build, but from my perspective now, what I see is that they are pure like God beings, and I'm not talking God about like a God who punishes everybody and sends to hell. I'm talking about God, which in my interpretation is like this presence of the prime radiant source, this pure bright consciousness that has no form, no nothing, and is absolutely present at all times. And these beings, these superhumans, these Greek gods, were one of the first beings that inhabited this universe as such, and also this galaxy, and also this planet. And I have not yet channeled information about these Greek gods, but really I wanted to do channeling about them much more to find out them. But what I remember, what the channeling being said about them is that they can easily manipulate the black matter, which doesn't make sense to me, what is named black matter, but it was more detailed afterwards that universe is made out of this black matter, this what I understood from that consciousness overall is present at every moment what's going on. Yeah, Parrot, that's right. And for this universe to exist, it has to have a mixture, something like yin yang, like a mixture of the consciousness, a mixture of the dark black matter, which basically from my interpretation means that it's mixed together, giving space and time and also consciousness, and that they understood how to manipulate this consciousness. Yeah, somebody saying they are architects. Yeah, from a sense, you can also say something like architects, and they could, but also their presence. What I saw them is that, imagine. No, this is not the first spring bird which I have stolen. This is a parrot which I only now for maybe 5 years have gotten to get in friends. So if you want to buy or get a African grey parrot, I can consult you about the things what you can pay attention to. So anyway, that these Greek gods, for example, we are individual personalities and we separate from the cosmic consciousness. But they were, in a sense, as I looked at them, when you look at them, you sense that they are like as one with every other being there. And they are like, imagine a a cosmic consciousness that takes a form of a human being, and it only looks as a human being. It only has this form. What, in other words, simply what I could understand is that they are highly connected with the prime source. Like, they are highly connected, and their presence, their form as such, is only a presence of, yeah, we only wish to exist in this form for a while, and that the consciousness can easily change its form really quickly. So in other words, what I understood from them is that they can use and shift this consciousness really easily without any problems. And what these beings said that, for example, you have pointed out where their planet is, and you said, okay, let's take spaceships and go to that planet. When you are getting close to that planet, they sense that, hey, somebody want to connect to us, or want to be next to us, or want to visit us. And they decided that they shift something in this cosmical reality, and they disappear. The planet just disappears from the reality, and nobody sees that planet anymore. And what they see, what I saw, is they're in a completely different universe. They're in a completely different universe, and they're just like, works every time. And it's like something really strange to me. How is that possible? How can this black matter, what they control, can shift realities as such really quickly, that they just cut themselves out from reality? And this is one of the things why the Phaeton planet was destroyed, because they wanted to connect to another universes, another parallel universes. It's like, a reality, something to me, is like something that exists in this universe, inside of this universe. But another universe, or another parallel universe, is something that exists totally out of this crystal ball, what you would say, from what I saw. It's like they connect to a completely another and a completely different universe, where qualities as time and space and matter could be completely infinitely in unimaginable ways. The form and life forms there can be completely different in out of different imaginable ways. Another information which to me sounded really strange is about DNA, and I couldn't quite understood how this works, but the information was something, and I didn't get this information enough so that I can share how it was. But the DNA is something that these gods were able to create, control. They were so advanced in technology, and not with computers, maybe with consciousness, that they can create and control DNA, something like they can create any plant life from scratch, you would say. And us here, we humans here, we cannot do it. We can only, and many beings can only adjust or how to say, breed different species together to make another race or another plant life. But we cannot create a plant life from scratch. It's something highly difficult. But these beings could do it, and there was something information related to that that your body is a reflection of the overall universe. So imagine a huge infinite universe, and our body is just a reflection of it, but only in a much smaller form. In other words, all planets that exist somehow are genetically reflecting us in our DNA, like cell-to-cell DNAs and atoms, whatever we have. It's like a universe is cloned, and we humans are its cloning reflection in a different pattern, you would say, in a different like settings, you would say. And this is something strange. To me, it points out something like there is no matter and there is no nothing, but there is just one prime matter, digest, adjust, and spread out, and then rearranged again. Why do we have junk DNA? So continuing this story, I will answer this question a little bit later. And so talking about further, these gods, yeah, they can control and cut themselves out of any reality. And this pointed me back to the memory which I had about the meditation, which I at the beginning that these godlike beings, they're just like, imagine the universal consciousness as one, and the consciousness is like, yeah, I can be in any form as I wish, I can be whatever I wish, and I can be as these great humans, superhumans as I wish, and I can jump in, jump out of form, create another universe in myself from another universe. And to me it was like strange how the overall concept of this universe which we are having is like silly, and in a sense, how does this work? And in a sense, another way, we don't know. About this DNA, which I was talking earlier, that these other races, these other beings, these aliens and these Anunnaki and such, they are actually really fighting for the DNA, because to them this is a highly advanced technology that they have, and so they're highly like fighting for it. And this was the reason why there was such a fight for this planet Earth, because there were so many DNA leftovers, like humans, superhumans, Atlanteans, and these plant lives and so on, that they were looking for it and warring for it, because they revealed so much advanced technologies in these. So about these superhumans, though it starts pointing me together those informations, those experiences which I had earlier in my life. Yeah, Parrot, we are almost in Riga. Earlier in my life, and so. Oh yeah, so talking about these superhumans, what I understood now is that they all went away from this galaxy, and they are so advanced that their technology is not yet. Everybody is fighting. How do they achieve this technology, and why do they have this technology? But as I understood from them, that information is secret. It's really secret. It's kept secret. And this technology relates to the obelisk and the pyramids and the dome houses and such. That this is some kind of a sacral geometry that's in the background of all of this, all of that information. But anyway, I think it relates to the cosmical consciousness also. Finalizing this information, these Greek gods, these beings, these whatever, still exist. And what I understood from them is that some part of them wants to incarnate on planet Earth here, because when these Anunnaki type of lizard type of the beings created this Homo sapiens, which is a mixture with these lizard beings and mixture of human beings, us here. When the Anunnaki was created us. These superhumans started to pay attention really closely, because they don't want the human race on this planet system to be distinct of existence. They want to remain it, and but not the superhumans, but some race from these, maybe something a little bit lower from them, which is related to them. And when the Anunnaki created this third eye for these humans, or whatever, this connection of consciousness for sake of the divine rules that could play out in this planet, just to protect the humans from being distinct from existence, stop destroying each other. Then these superhumans really started to have a wish, and all souls also wanted to have an incarnation here, because they still have a connection with the source. Through this third eye, it helps connect back to the source, to the universal law, to this remembrance of what we actually are. And so now you can see me finally when I'm in city, and maybe you can see a parrot. He's right here. So about the junk DNA, and continuing about the DNA, is that we humans, I'm not sure about this information because I didn't channel, but I was thinking about, was I understood mainly we humans exist are a mixture of two main races. One is this superhumans, and one is this really disgusting lizard type of a being. And what Enrico said, we can easily, from the spine, you can tell what kind of genetics we are, and understood if our spine would be perfectly straight, we would instantly tell that we have a completely different genetics. But we can put our hand like this, therefore we can easily tell that we are a lizard, those lizard Anunnaki being genetics. So I'd say it's 50-50, but mainly we are these human hybrids. And they said that this race, what we are, they talk about this Homo sapien evolution. I talked about this in earlier videos, but there were first 4 states which I can remember about the human Homo sapiens that we are. But everything started to change when we started to have the spinal gland, or this third eye, integrated in our bodies, which was basically an order for the Anunnaki, these lizard beings that also exist on the moon, aliens, moon base. But they were also a fight for Earth, but they managed to arrange that they are so good at genetics that they develop a human being that is capable, only one being, of surviving throughout the process of evolution. And they created then this human being, but still it was a compromise between a human race and the Anunnaki, and mixture again with these moon alien race, which basically is a neutral zone, what I understood. So for many years, these Anunnakis were, like, say, controlling the human evolution, until a point where humans started destroying each other, killing animals and so on, and they needed to develop this third eye for these humans to have like a sense of what's good and what's bad, like a sense of this cosmical law, this law from the heart, that when you kill somebody, you feel bad, it's something not right, you're not supposed to do it, like the harmony, something is out of the harmony of universe. So they must have this third eye to have this connection with universe. In other words, to have this sensation of this cosmical harmony. So at that point, things started to change really bad for these Anunnaki lizard beings. Maybe it's not Anunnaki, but they were this something looked like a human lizard beings with a dark red-brown like skin. And they needed to. I saw something different something similar in the Egyptian sculptures when I searched for Anunnaki. I saw something of them, something like them. But so these DNA. So what we have now about the junk DNA talking, we have this DNA, a mixture, and what I understood, but I'm not clear about it. I need to channel this information more, maybe later. So now this information just accept as maybe this is something like it, that our DNA, these Anunnaki DNA, is being started to squeeze out. It's being because of the connection with the prime source, our bodies start to squeeze out the junk DNA. They start to squeeze out the old Homo sapien DNA. Wait, I will read the question. About the genetics and reptilians, it's different what you are asking, because Anunnaki, to me, what I saw them is they have a dark brown skin. They're also maybe the size of us, maybe a little bit taller, but the most common thing was long fingers, and the end of the fingers were a little bit larger. It's like they use these fingers as sensors when they touch something, and they can put your hands on a human, put on certain spots on your body, and you can easily just fall asleep. And this is the one thing I remembered in one of my dream states. I was in a military base or somewhere, and there was a lieutenant, and I was like, oh, I'm awake, I'm here and I'm awake. And he put attention that, hey, something's wrong, he's awake, he's not a walking zombie anymore. And he came to me and started pushing my face below my eye, here, somewhere in the forehead, and then over my lip, somewhere here. He started pushing, and he pushed and released in different spots, like acupuncture spots. And I said to him, no, this ain't gonna work on me. And he said, yes, sure. And he squeezed, and I fell asleep, but I was still conscious, and I was so asleep. And I said, this is not gonna work. And when I felt in the middle, somewhere in my brain, there was energy started to like accumulate. And when you fall asleep, and your brain shuts down, and it somehow ignited the energy in my middle of my head, which use these neurons to like activate the sleep pattern or something. Like energy is being activated there, so the brain just shuts off and it just went to sleep. And I went to sleep, and I was like, down, and I woke up in my bed, and I still felt these feelings here. And then maybe I thought, from one perspective, maybe when you are dreaming and somebody is experimenting with you, maybe your dreams are just like the screen visions, like what you are getting. Because when we channel these Sandman beings, they are looking at a human while he's sleeping, and he's something in a released, comfortable energy state. His energy body is released, but his mind is asleep. His mind is like quasi sleeping, I would say. And it's really easy then to manipulate with his energy. It's like you touch his energy field and you manipulate his energy field, give him a different feeling, and instantly he's locked in a dream state, and he has a different ongoing dream what's happening. Meanwhile, his body is completely usable. You can do anything with his body. And at that point, I thought I have had these experiences, several of these experiences, and sometimes I think something is not wrong, something maybe in another way is experimenting with you or doing stuff to you, but I'm not sure. This is not what I think about, but I have had another experience a lot when I was meditating a lot. I woke up one night because there was a surgery in my stomach ongoing, and I woke up from the pain, but I didn't woke up in my body. I woke up in a completely different environment where people had these medical masks, and I didn't sense that they are humans. I sensed that they're just covered but human looking like. And the first thing when I woke up, I was, hey, what are you doing? And they're like doing a surgery here, but they were not doing like surgery like blood and everything, what's going on. Wait, I will read. Alien Hospital, yeah. They were doing something like if you touch your body with for example, with a metal plate, for example, a small, like a spoon, for example, that this spoon can easily go inside of your body without any scars and anything, and they can take out the samples from your inner organs or whatever. Maybe it causes a little bit pain, but anyway, you can do it. And then at that point I felt like this is ongoing. And when I woke up, they were looking at me and thought, how was that possible that he woke up? I said, no, let go of me. And they did something, and I felt asleep again. But then at the night I woke up and I felt really strange in my body, in the place where they were touching. It was really, really strange. Like you feel the pressure, you feel the I didn't have any virus, no nothing, but it felt strange for a week or so. And so such experiences as I have had, and I would not tell to anybody that this is like an alien experiment, because I have never channeled this information, or I have never experienced this, but such experiences I have experienced, but I have not experienced when I saw from a side these things. So anyway, when I saw these superhumans, I thought to myself, and I think about again from time to time right now, that we are in a really strange environment here, we are in a really, really strange environment here, like a dream type of environment, which compared maybe is artificial reality created for us that we simultaneously live out. But when I remember the superhuman channeling, one of them, the information was that these pyramids and these obelisks and all of those things, they create like energy firewall, like an energy protection wall and it blocks those cosmical rays and other energetical fields, which increases us the experience that we are clear. We have so many. We have less and less thoughts. We are more present at this moment, and from when we are present at this moment, we feel and see this reality much clearer, much fuller, much enjoyable. So maybe in another comparison, this is just a manipulation of energetical fields. Yeah, so somebody is telling we are in a dream all the time. And this was one of the videos which I saw online of near-death experience, and one of these guys who had this experience told to the interviewer, he said, yeah, but you would not have this grasp that we are just living out this dream in here which we are having. When we go back, we will remember that, hey, that was just a dream, it wasn't real. And I would say yes and no. For example, yes, in a sense that this is definitely how it is, but in other words, but we are still living out this reality, so in a sense it is real because we are experiencing it. And no, from the other words, felt to be just the same, know that whatever we are experiencing, we are present to that experience which we are having. So it's absolutely no difference in whether or which reality or whether or which dream state you classify yourself, because you are still present to this moment. And the more present, the more aware of what's happening you are, the more aware of the prime source of your true existence you are. So in other words, this awareness of the now state, this awareness of your true state is your true state from the higher planes, from the higher realities that is looking upon through this window in this reality. So yes and no, yes and no, like always. So about the junk DNA, so I think these cancer cells or these energy changes that whatever we are experiencing is just that some part of our genes, some part of our genetics are not anymore corresponding to the higher energy which we are trying to send through right now from these higher beings. Because what I remember, these almost 20 people watching now, what I remember, these superhumans, they created this small cell that is in all bodies and plant lives also, that whatever one human being goes into light or transcends huge amounts of light from higher densities, that all cells in the body and all other these small cells, these controlling mechanism cells that exist in our plant life, in our bodies and in other bodies, adjust and sense a tiny glimpse of this pure light that another being has been channeling through or has gotten through meditation, that it changes everything in the overall planet Earth. It like a one burst of divine light was sensed, and these small cells, these controlling cells that are in our bodies and all plant lives, they were, hey, did you saw this? Hey, did you felt this? And they're like, yeah, what happened? We felt some kind of a light. And they readjust instantly, readjust, what was that? And through the process of evolution, now we're getting to the state where many people start to channel, many people start to meditate, many people start getting awakened, because also these old souls are coming to this planet Earth right now. And that what's going on is that the DNA starts changing a lot, because these cells start to readjust the human genetical system, and they're like, hey, yeah, so there are lots of junk DNA, there's lots of junk cells that are leftovers of the over genetics that we have had from the barbarian times, which do not work anymore, which are not necessary anymore, and we need to get rid of them. And that's why we maybe are having, many humans are having these cancer-like cells. Although I'm not sure about this, because we have never channeled this information, but that was one of these ideas which I had, that like a fight, these cells or these genetics are fighting, although it can also be related to such a magnetical environment, what we are having right now, these raids and these satellites, mobile phones, and these Wi-Fi systems and so on, that also these systems are more and more, so whatever the cause is, so anyway, yeah, so DNA definitely is changing from these experiences which I've had about these channelings, and they are changing for the good, to say. And what will happen in the future, they being said that in the year 2700, because of the pineal gland activation, definitely the planet of yours will go to the next dimension, or the higher density, which basically means that we will start seeing, what they said, I remember what they said. They said that, okay, read the question. I'm like a power station, but I wasn't able to read further the question. So, yeah, 2700 year, what they said. Okay, we are like a power station that sends power to anybody. Yes, I'm maybe roasted because I'm also need to get out of the car right now. I arrived at my location. So whatever the information, but they said that the year 2700 humans will be, all humans that will exist will be consciously aware of the prime source, would be aware of this prime source. And this is a huge change, because if the majority of these people that live here are aware of this source, this divinity, whatever we are coming from, it creates a massive, like, awakening state, an allowance state for these humans that are living here. So well, in other words, what it means is that it's not that we only then are connected with the higher density, but what it means is that, well, from the information that I stood, the majority of the civilization accept this idea, and they fully understand this idea, and they are fully with this idea, and with a complete awareness of this idea. And then they allow the overall humanity to shift to higher density, if you can say it like this. What I saw is what I've seen also, something like Pleiadians. They shine in a foggy light around them, they are in peace, they have no money system on them, they are loving and they are helping. You like that parrot, huh? And they relate more to the pleasurable connection with each other, with supporting connection with each other, and yeah, but because of the light, they also don't have this physical suffering as we have right here. So maybe a couple of minutes for questions if you have, and then I will go go to sleep. In simple words, Parrot, maybe you have a question, because they were like nearly 20 people now. 13 right now watching live. Another like, thank you. Parrot decided that he wants to drink. Maybe I can show him much closer. Parrot, you are live. What do you think about that, huh? You want to bite them, huh? Hello. Okay, got this. Says good night. Okay, so good night to you then also. Have a nice continuing experiences, whatever you're having, and ask for an experience before you go to sleep. Dino Ali Geek. Dino, what is the time right now in your place, wherever you are? It's 22 here. 22. What I was thinking, we can do a hangout conversation where we can talk about your 1,000 questions. And note is that Dina, thanks for sharing. You're awesome too. So maybe tomorrow we can create a Google Hangout and prepare your questions, and maybe if you have plenty of them, we can also do a channeling about those questions. Anyway, stay tuned to the website because, and also on YouTube, because if I were posting a live stream, it will be posted here, but for you to know whether there is a hangout starting, I think I'll post it on the website, which I have, the Art of Peace website. So anyway, yeah, I have to terminate this live stream, and these mobile phone live streams are really good because I don't need to edit the video, I don't need to upload the video, I can have questions instantly while talking this, and I can do it while driving, and I can do it also with a microphone, which is high quality sound basically, but the only troubling is the zone coverage. Sometimes it jumps off, but anyway, there are more benefits to it. And so yeah, stay tuned and bye, and thank you for the 10 likes. So bye bye.